Business Book Summaries.
Hello? Today, I'm excited to share with you an in-depth look at the Freakonomics book series. This collection includes 4 engaging volumes, starting with Freakonomics. A rogue economist explores the hidden side of everything. I'll guide you through each part of the series, beginning with a general introduction and then moving on to the detailed content of the first book. Initially, the unique title Freakonomics surprised the publishers, who found it a bit unconventional. However, this name perfectly encapsulates the series' core mission: to upend conventional wisdom and use innovative data analysis to reveal hidden truths. Renowned as an intellectually enriching read, Freakonomics compares to an enthralling mystery novel. It's so engaging that readers are often reminded to take a breath to fully absorb its compelling narrative.
Before we delve further, remember that we regularly share new content. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Business Book Summaries and hit the notification bell for the latest updates.
The series' appeal largely stems from Stephen Levitt, its primary author. Levitt, a celebrated figure in the American economic world, has a notable educational journey, holding a degree from Harvard and a Ph.D. from Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Despite his swift rise to a prestigious position at the University of Chicago's economics department, Levitt confesses to a modest talent in math and a basic grasp of econometrics. His real passion doesn't lie in traditional economic areas like stock markets or fiscal policies, but in what he playfully refers to as catching bad guys. Levitt approaches his work with a detective's keenness, but instead of a magnifying glass, he uses detailed data analysis to detect cheating, corruption, and fraud. His method involves using statistical data and complex algorithms to spot irregularities. These are the fingerprints that wrongdoers leave behind. Levitt's unique approach has earned him significant recognition, including consultancy roles for George Bush's campaign and the CIA, where he used his skills to track money launderers and terrorists. The Freakonomics series doesn't just uncover criminal activities, it also provides deep insights into various phenomena by revealing hidden connections between seemingly unrelated events. The first 2 books focus on specific cases analyzed through this data-driven perspective. The third book delves into the thought process behind these analyses, and the fourth is a collection of blog posts by the authors, illustrating real-world applications of their analytical approach. This text outlines the main theme of the series, which I will explore further in the coming sessions. We'll start by examining how data analysis can be utilized to detect hidden fraud and cheating. We'll also look into how this analysis can uncover the causal links between different phenomena. Our first focus is on how data analysis can uncover secret acts of fraud and deception. Stephen Levitt posed an intriguing question: do experts use their information advantage to benefit themselves at the expense of their clients? Here, experts are individuals with a knowledge edge in a specific area. For instance, in real estate, agents are the experts for those looking to buy or sell property. In healthcare, doctors are the knowledgeable authorities. When selling a house, most of us don't often engage in such significant transactions, yet these sales usually involve a considerable amount of money. Due to the fear of making mistakes, we naturally seek guidance from real estate agents. The question then is whether agents are genuinely committed to getting the best selling price for our homes. Ideally, they should be, as their commission is a percentage of the sale price, usually around 6% in the United States, which is quite significant. However, of this commission, half typically goes to the real estate company, with the rest split between the involved agents. Consequently, the agent helping you directly earns only about 1.5% of the total sale price. For a $300,000 house, this amounts to a $4,500 commission. The critical consideration is whether an agent would strive to increase your sale price significantly for a relatively modest increase in their commission. This exploration sets the stage for deeper discussions on the ethical and practical implications of the expert-client relationship, particularly how it plays out in high-stakes financial and health decisions. It leads us to ponder whether the supposed experts we rely on are serving our best interests, or subtly manipulating situations to serve their own. Let's delve deeper into whether an agent would work harder to achieve a higher sale price for a better commission. When we crunch the numbers, if your house sells for an additional $10,000, your agent only earns 1.5% of that increase, equating to a mere $150. Clearly, the incentive is rather minimal for them to exert significant extra effort. Instead, they might prefer persuading you to lower the price by $10,000 for a quicker sale, allowing them to swiftly proceed to their next client. But is this just logical conjecture, or is there solid evidence to back it up? Stephen Levitt points to undeniable proof, found in the public records of sales data, especially when comparing how agents sell their own properties versus typical market sales. In a study analyzing over 100,000 property transactions in Chicago, Levitt noted a consistent pattern. Agents spent an average of 10 extra days to sell their properties, which they typically sold for about 3% more. This suggests that an agent's property valued at $300,000 is often sold with patience for the best offer, possibly above $310,000, while they might urge you, the client, to accept a lower offer swiftly for a faster transaction. Regarding tactics of persuasion, one common strategy is to subtly instill fear. This doesn't involve overt threats, but agents might hint at concerns. For example, they could casually mention that a similar house in your area with better renovations is priced much lower than yours and has lingered on the market for months. This kind of information can unsettle you. The agent then increases the pressure by implying that housing prices might soon plummet, suggesting that delaying could leave you with a property you can't sell. This approach might weaken your resolve, leading you to quickly drop your asking price and perhaps even feel grateful to the agent for their help. It's a clever psychological play. By creating a sense of urgency and fear, the agent nudges you towards a decision that benefits them more than it does you. This exploration of agents' motivations and strategies not only informs us about the real estate industry but also serves as a broader lesson on the complexities of expert-client relationships and the subtle dynamics at play. Typically, exams consist of multiple-choice questions, with students recording their answers on sheets using 2B pencils. Some unscrupulous teachers take advantage of the brief time between the exam's end and the scanning of answer sheets, quickly erasing wrong answers and marking the correct ones to unfairly boost their students' scores. This raises a crucial question: how can we detect such cheating if the teachers aren't caught in the act? Stephen Levitt, applying his data analysis expertise, meticulously examined data from 300,000 answer sheets, encompassing 100 million questions. He first looked for patterns of consecutive identical answers within the same exam room, subjecting them to a detailed analysis. While it's normal for top students to get the initial, simpler questions right, it's suspicious if a group of students, known for their inconsistent performance, suddenly answers the final, more challenging questions correctly. Next, Levitt considered cases where the average score in a specific exam room was unusually high compared to the students' past performance, then abruptly returned to their usual level in later tests. This inconsistency hinted at possible cheating. Levitt employed various analytical techniques, eventually deducing that about 5% of teachers in over 200 exams were likely involved in cheating. He forwarded a list of these suspected teachers to the Chicago Education Department. The department took swift action, organizing immediate retests in the suspected rooms, while also including some rooms not flagged by Levitt as a control group. The results were revealing. Scores in the rooms Levitt identified dropped significantly, while those in the control group stayed consistent, or even improved slightly. Levitt's precision in pinpointing cheating was extraordinary. The teachers responsible for the flagged rooms faced serious consequences, including warnings and dismissals. This led to a significant shift in the Chicago public education system, setting a precedent for integrity and accountability. Capturing teachers in the act of cheating was a significant achievement by Levitt, but it wasn't his most shocking discovery. The most astonishing scandal still lay ahead, revealing the depth and complexity of fraud in seemingly trustworthy institutions. Stephen Levitt's investigation into widespread match fixing in Japanese sumo wrestling uncovered a dark side to a sport revered in Japan. Sumo is not just a sport but a sacred tradition, held in high esteem as the national skill. The purity and integrity of sumo are so deeply respected that referees symbolically carry a short sword, ready to commit ritual suicide in the event of a grievous error. Questioning the values of sumo would naturally provoke widespread indignation. But what led Levitt to delve into the world of sumo wrestling? In 2010, two retired Japanese sumo wrestlers made shocking revelations about extensive corruption within the sumo community, including doping, gambling, match manipulation, and ties to organized crime. They were set to disclose more at a press conference, but both met with mysterious, simultaneous deaths, and their passing went without a police investigation. This sequence of events sparked Levitt's curiosity. Was cheating a prevalent issue in sumo wrestling? Determined to uncover the truth, Levitt analyzed a massive dataset of 32,000 matches involving 281 sumo wrestlers from 1989 to 2000. He focused on where cheating would be most probable: the sumo ranking system, a critical determinant of a wrestler's career and prestige. Wrestlers in the top 40 ranks enjoy high incomes and social status, while those ranked lower have significantly less. In Japan's Grand Sumo Tournament, held 6 times a year, each wrestler competes in 15 matches. Winning more than 8 matches typically leads to a rank increase, while losing more than 8 often results in a demotion. Therefore, the 15th match is crucial for wrestlers with a 7-7 record. It's a make or break moment. Conversely, wrestlers already over 8 wins, especially those with an 8-6 record, have less at stake in their last match, having secured their promotion but with no chance at the championship. Levitt hypothesized that these final matches between the two groups were ripe for potential cheating. His data analysis revealed alarming irregularities. Historically, a wrestler with a 7-7 record typically had less than a 50% chance of winning against an 8-6 opponent. Yet, astonishingly, in their final matches, the 7-7 wrestlers won about 80% of the time. While one might argue that the last match's crucial nature could push the 7-7 wrestlers to excel, it's peculiar that their win rate drastically plummeted to 40% in subsequent encounters and then returned to the usual rate of around 50%. These findings indicated a pattern of irregularities that suggested match fixing. Levitt's investigation into sumo wrestling not only exposed the corruption in a revered sport but also illustrated the power of data analysis in revealing hidden truths, challenging deeply held beliefs, and sparking broader discussions about integrity and fairness in traditional practices. This pattern indicates a sort of tacit agreement among wrestlers: you helped me this time, and I'll return the favor in the next match. After that, we're square. Interestingly, when media reports about match fixing became public, the win rate of wrestlers with a 7-7 record in their final matches reverted to the normal rate of around 50%. Despite official claims of sumo's purity, the data unmistakably revealed evidence of cheating. This leads to the first major discussion point: how data analysis can uncover hidden fraudulent and cheating behaviors. Stephen Levitt used statistical data and sophisticated algorithms to detect these irregularities, the fingerprints left by cheaters. His methods brought to light the exploitation of information by real estate agents, cheating in Chicago public school exams, and corruption in Japanese sumo wrestling. These instances underscore the immense power of data analysis, not just in exposing wrongdoers but also in uncovering the real causes behind various phenomena. We often instinctively interpret events, attributing reasons that seem logical, a sort of psychological instinct. However, these explanations are frequently speculative and lack solid evidence. How can one bypass these conjectures to discover the genuine causes behind events? Consider the belief that campaign funding directly influences electoral outcomes in democratic elections. While data shows that candidates who spend more are likelier to win, Levitt stresses that this indicates correlation, not causation, between campaign funds and electoral success. It's plausible that more funds lead to victory, or that candidates deemed most likely to win attract more funding, as donors typically don't support perceived losers. Alternatively, other factors might contribute to both high campaign funding and electoral success. Levitt suggests it's actually the candidate's personal charisma that explains the simultaneous occurrence of high campaign funding and electoral success. Candidates with strong charisma are more likely to win elections and also tend to attract more donations, resulting in substantial campaign resources. This implies that a candidate's charisma, rather than the amount of campaign funding, is the key determinant of electoral success. How did Levitt reach this conclusion? Ideally, one would conduct a controlled experiment in a laboratory setting, keeping the relative charisma of candidates constant, while varying their campaign funds to observe if changes in funding significantly impact electoral outcomes. This approach adheres to the scientific principle of isolating a single variable to understand its effect precisely. In the complex world of human behavior and societal phenomena, such controlled conditions are rare, but the principles of rigorous analysis and skepticism towards easy explanations remain vital. In social research, the ideal approach often involves keeping certain variables constant, while changing others to determine their effect on an outcome. However, this controlled methodology is frequently impractical in the social sciences, where isolating and analyzing a single factor can be particularly challenging. Nonetheless, historical patterns occasionally provide a unique opportunity to examine the effect of a single variable when other factors remain largely unchanged. Levitt took advantage of such historical instances. He observed that since 1972, there have been numerous cases in U.S. congressional elections where the same two candidates faced off multiple times within a short span. Given the brief intervals and identical contenders, it's reasonable to assume minimal changes in their relative charisma across these contests, while their campaign spending varied. The data showed that in these scenarios, campaign expenditures had little to no effect on election outcomes. Charismatic candidates could slash their spending by half and only lose about 1% of the vote share, whereas less charismatic candidates who doubled their expenditure gained at most an additional 1%. This example illustrates how the right analytical approach can effectively challenge and debunk seemingly logical but unsupported conclusions. Although the election case primarily involved two factors, making it somewhat simpler to analyze, we will next delve into a more intricate situation involving multiple interacting factors. In the 1980, the United States faced high and rising crime rates. Experts at the time forecasted a bleak future with a surge in violent crimes causing considerable public concern. Contrary to these predictions, the 1990 witnessed a mysterious and rapid decline in crime rates nationwide. The very experts who had previously misjudged their forecasts quickly proposed various reasons for this unexpected decrease. Several theories emerged, including the prosperity of the economy, an aging population, increased rates of capital punishment and imprisonment, and expanded police forces. Among these diverse explanations, each seemingly logical on the surface, there was a need for a rigorous analytical approach to sift through the conjectures and identify the actual driving factors behind the dramatic drop in crime rates. By examining historical patterns and applying a discerning analytical lens, Levitt demonstrated the potential to reveal the underlying truths in complex social phenomena. This approach highlights the importance of not just accepting surface-level explanations but delving deeper to understand the multifaceted nature of societal changes and the true impact of various factors. In understanding the dramatic decline in crime rates during the 1990s, it was essential to discern which factors were irrelevant, which had a minor impact, and which were the primary drivers of the decrease. Let's consider the hypothesis of economic prosperity. It seems logical that improved economic conditions would lead to lower crime rates. However, a look back at the 1960s shows that during an economic boom in the U.S., violent crime rates actually increased. This counters the argument that economic prosperity alone was responsible for the decline in crime rates. Regarding the aging population theory, it's true that older individuals are generally less involved in violent crimes. However, the U.S. had been experiencing a gradual aging trend since the 1950s, not a sudden spike. This slow demographic shift doesn't align with the sharp decline in crime rates during the 1990s. As for the impact of higher execution and incarceration rates, while it's believed that increased executions might psychologically deter potential criminals, in the U.S., Death penalties are primarily imposed for homicides and have a negligible impact on other violent crimes. On the other hand, an increase in incarceration rates, implying more dangerous criminals are locked away, did contribute to the drop in crime rates. Levitt estimated that about 1/3 of the decline could be attributed to higher incarceration rates. So, what accounted for the remaining 2/3? Was it the expansion of police forces? Evidence from times around municipal elections, when mayors often boost police numbers to appeal to security-minded citizens, indicates that while an increase in police forces does reduce crime rates, its impact is limited. Levitt calculated that approximately 10% of the decrease during the 1990 could be credited to expanded police forces. Levitt systematically evaluated each of the proposed explanations for the decline in crime rates during the 1990. Factors like economic prosperity, an aging population, and increased execution rates were found to be irrelevant or had a minor impact. Meanwhile, factors like the rise in incarceration numbers and the expansion of police forces played a lesser role. But what was the pivotal factor? Levitt introduced a controversial theory that no expert had previously considered, sparking significant debate and reevaluation of the understanding of crime trends. This theory would challenge conventional wisdom and offer a new perspective on the complex factors influencing societal changes. Stephen Levitt attributed the real cause of the dramatic crime rate drop in the 1990 to the landmark 1973 legal case, Roe v. Wade. Before this ruling, abortion was legal in the U.S. But the case, brought forth by a woman known as Roe who was single and pregnant, fought for her right to an abortion. This escalated to the Supreme Court, resulting in a decision that legalized abortion nationwide. In the year following this historic ruling, approximately 750,000 American women opted for abortions. But how does this connect to the crime rate decline 2 decades later? Consider the demographic most likely to choose abortion: impoverished, less educated, unwed, or even teenage mothers. Children born into these conditions would be more likely to grow up in environments associated with a higher propensity for criminal behavior. Levitt posited that the legalization of abortion prevented the birth of a generation predisposed to criminality, thus leading to the sharp decline in crime rates in the 1990s when these individuals would have been most criminally active. In the U.S., a society that often emphasizes political correctness, Levitt's viewpoint was highly contentious. Critics demanded proof of this correlation and questioned whether it truly indicated causation. To counter these challenges, Levitt presented compelling data. Before Roe v. Wade, 5 states had already legalized abortion and experienced earlier and more significant crime rate reductions than others. Additionally, post-legalization, the abortion rates varied among states, and data showed that states with higher abortion rates in the 1970 experienced more substantial crime rate declines in the 1990. Most telling was the reduction in crime rates in the 1990, primarily due to a significant decrease in criminals in their 20s, while other age groups did not show a notable decrease. These collective findings supported Levitt's theory that the legalization of abortion in the 1970 directly caused the crime rate decline in the 1990. This controversial stance underscores the second key focus of our discussion: utilizing data analysis to discern causal relationships in complex social phenomena. In a world where various factors often display mere correlations rather than true causality, Levitt's approach illuminates how to distinguish between the two. He demonstrated this through 2 examples: first, by analyzing the factors that drive election outcomes, and second, by investigating the reasons behind the decline in crime rates. In summarizing the extraordinary capabilities of data analysis as discussed in this session, we see how it can uncover hidden fraudulent and cheating activities. Levitt's work showcases the profound impact of in-depth data analysis in revealing the actual causes behind significant societal events. His approach, while sometimes controversial, provides a powerful tool for understanding the complex interplay of factors in our world. Stephen Levitt's adept use of statistical data and meticulously crafted algorithms to detect anomalies, the subtle fingerprints left by wrongdoers in data, has led to significant revelations. His work uncovered exploitation by real estate agents, exam cheating by teachers in Chicago public schools, and corruption within the revered world of Japanese sumo wrestling. These examples underscore the profound capabilities of data analysis in exposing misconduct and unethical behavior in various sectors. Beyond merely identifying wrongdoing, Levitt's analysis shines in its ability to discern causal relationships in complex social issues. He adeptly illustrates how data analysis can differentiate between mere correlation and true causality in social phenomena. His cases, one examining factors influencing election outcomes and the other delving into the causes of the decrease in crime rates, highlight the effectiveness of data analysis in uncovering the real reasons behind intricate societal problems. Levitt's approach is more than just a methodological triumph, it's a powerful tool that challenges and refines our understanding of the world. By revealing the underlying mechanisms behind social phenomena, he provides insights that are both enlightening and transformative. This is why Freakonomics is hailed as one of the most thought-provoking and influential works in the field of economics. It's not just about the numbers or the algorithms, it's about the stories they tell and the truths they reveal, offering a new perspective on the world and our place within it. Levitt's work invites readers and scholars alike to look beyond the surface, question conventional wisdom, and discover the often hidden forces shaping our society.
We're keen to hear your thoughts on our content. Feel free to share your opinions or recommend books in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Business Book Summaries and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest summaries. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.